Okay, in this example, we're going to go through this neighborhood, and once I'd made a sale there, I was referred to 2 or 3 people, and we're going to look at a couple of those to where how would I approach somebody when asking for a referral. So, and again, I can do that if I run into a customer, if I sell somebody. I think when you're dealing with your customers and they've had a good experience with your company, very important to work that referral system. So let's see how I do that.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Maboom?
Yeah.
Okay. We were just talking to Vamsi.
Okay.
He says, you gotta go down there.
Okay, as you can tell, I basically, as this guy opened the door, I called him by name right away, and then I told him who referred me to him. That's typical for me before jumping into kind of my standard initial approach. I'm gonna call him by name. I'm going to mention the name that referred me, and that way hopefully I get off to a really good start, as though, again, I'm a messenger. I'm bringing some good news to them. I'm not somebody who's just randomly knocking on their door.
So, while we're here, I'm with Road Pest Control. My name's Lenny. And we're going to be starting a route in your neighborhood doing the outside pest control. Just with the new houses and the new construction, people are seeing spiders and just flying bugs outside, not inside, which is good. What'd you do to your arm?
I had a rotator cuff.
A rotator cuff, okay. I tore my labrum twice, and I had that same surgery, but the rotator cuff I heard is a little bit more painful.
6 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Halfway there.
Oh my goodness. Halfway, you're still in your sling, and mine was my left-handed. I'm right-handed. So
I had, I'm left-handed too, and it's much more painful.
oh my gosh. Are you learning how to write with your left hand?
So after this brief introduction, you'll notice I jump right into my initial approach, and then as I typically do, I don't follow I have certain steps that I want to hit during an initial approach, but I don't do them in any particular order a lot of times. And in this one, I kind of moved to what I would consider maybe an icebreaker or even a conversational close when I asked him about his shoulder. He was in a sling, and that got us talking, got him to open up, put a smile on his face. Again, I showed genuine interest in him, and that's always a huge deal. So don't get too caught up even after your introduction and that, and kind of getting down to business to loosen that up. If there's an opportunity to throw in some kind of an icebreaker or some kind of conversation, go for it. I mean, it's a great way to get that person that you're talking to bought into you, not necessarily what you're selling. And I think that has to happen first. They have to like you before they're going to get interested in what you're selling.
I don't blame you. So, what we're going to do is, while we're here in the neighborhood, I've got room for a couple other neighbors that want to jump on with Bombsy, and we're doing 70% off. It's a huge discount while we're here.
I didn't have much pest last year.
Oh, no. Last year the home was brand new.
No, we moved in 2016.
Oh, 2016? Yeah. You one of the first ones then? Oh, good.
Number 5 or something.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, like I said, when we get a group of neighbors that do it together, we obviously don't just chase bugs around. We can really control the population, because every year they'll build up in a brand new home, as you already know. But like I said, for the discount, we're doing 70% off. Vamsi said, you may want to ask around. And
so you'll notice after I talked about the shoulder part, I jumped right back into my initial approach, really focusing heavily on those Black Friday elements, which is key. And I think as you get into, before you qualify somebody, before you get into the value build, it's a very important point to mention those Black Friday elements and to generate that interest. And, even with this guy, I mean, this was a referral. This was somebody that, somebody I'd sold said would probably be interested. Notice how I didn't just jump right in and start explaining the service and explaining what we did. Once I got through my points of the initial approach, I still wanted to qualify him. He still hadn't earned that value build yet. So again, I went into customizing the age of the house, the surrounding areas. I wanted to give him a chance to qualify, because I'm not going to go through the whole pitch just because a neighbor thought he'd be interested. Again, to me, he still has to earn that. So that was that example. We're going to switch quickly now to the next example, different person, but just kind of notice some of the techniques that I use that are similar and how I'm trying to qualify this guy before I just jump right in and think that he's a totally interested customer just because his neighbor or his friend referred me.
Cool. Well, what we're doing, just to let you know, so we've had a few neighbors that have wanted, with the new area and new construction going on, nobody wants to get bugs in their house, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
Brand new homes. In fact, how long have you guys lived here?
Almost like 1.5 years now.
Okay, 1.5. Good. You like it?
Yeah, it's good. It's good neighborhood, so it's just now there are like construction is going on, so it's just little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So, well, tomorrow we're going to be at Vamsi's house in the morning, and we're going to try to be here most of the day.
Okay.
And we've got a couple more spots available that we're going to do for about 60-70% off. He might have told you, Vamsi told you.
Okay, yeah.
And what it is, it's basically a full-service inside-outside garage where we're making sure the home's protected so there's no bugs, getting inside and nesting. What we do, just to give you an idea.
As you can tell with this guy, he was much more interested than the first guy, and just because of him following my rationale for being there, being very agreeable to the need of pests, and based on the age of the home, based on the surrounding areas, it was really easy for me in this one just to get in, qualify him, and jump right into my value build. So again, just in summation, I think the important thing is number one is asking for referrals from your customers, asking for referrals of customers of the company if you run into them, and then make sure that when you go to those referrals, you don't just think they're automatic sales. They still have to earn your time. They still have to earn your value build, and that's a key point to making sure you're spending the time with the right people, and that is certainly key to your success on the doors. Hope that helped. Good luck.